diddly do. Oh, here we go. This is why there we are. This orientation thing just likes to have a proper little moment, but there we go. I think I've got you. Okay, fab. There you are. That's you guys doing it there. Right, let me get rid of the wire. We have a wire. It's not good, you know. It's not a good look. Let me do it that way. Yes, that was a wire just tripping over. There we go. Oh, hello. Right, goodness me, you're on the ball. Let me just click everywhere. Hi, lovely. Got a bit of everything here. Debs, hi. Glad you can join me. Let me just get my pad up and running. I hope everyone's had a good day. Oh, it says I'm live. Goodness me, go. Right, I have got my Lavinia Stamps pot out. So I don't know what we're going to end up with. Hiya, Chris. Right there. Hiya. There we go. Just so you know it's me. Hello, hello, hello. Right, hi everybody. So there, Facebook. That's quite a good. I might leave that there. That's people can see. Right, hi Nanny Chris, love it. Hi from Long Beach, California. Well, hello. Goodness me, I bet you've got some lovely. Well, then, have you got good weather? Hi Jan, Jackie. Oh, hello. Just in the middle of your order, Jackie. Diddly doo dah and all that. Thank you very much. Bless you. Hi Ruth. Hope everyone's good. This is going to be really interesting. Now, I know I've put a card on. I'm going to do the card first, but I'm just going to quickly show you this because I'm going to be making some of these tonight from my papers. What do you think? How gorgeous. I'll just let everyone log on because I've logged on early because I was having a moment. So, hi Dorley. Hi Janique. Hope everybody's well. It doesn't look like it looked a bit dark then. Hopefully it's all good. Yeah, it's beautiful today. Oh, fair play. I'm glad you got some. To be fair, Wolverhampton was too bad in the West Midlands in the UK. It was about 18 degrees. So it's not too bad. So I'm glad you're having a fabulous day. Wow, beautiful. So there you go. Hi, Anne. Doreen, Sue. Hello, hello, hello. Just getting everything set up. Let me open the. I just want a bit of natural light. I've just closed the blind. It's a bit dull. And I closed the blinds over, but it was a bit dull. But hi ho. Let's try and keep up with all the crumbs, all the comments. There we go. Right then, Marie. Hi. The crafty family. Well, we are a bit now, aren't we? Right, and what we on? Oh, we still got a minute to go. Oh, thank you. Ink pad on its way to you. Oh, fabulous. You ought to have received it today. Oh no, I haven't had it today. I bet it'll come tomorrow. So yeah, there we go. So no problem. I must say sometimes England just push you on without the shipping cost. Well, fair play to you. I know. To be fair, I'll let you into something. So I've done a workshop the weekend, and I thought, I've run low on so many of my distressed oxides. So I hunted to find myself some bargains. Everywhere was out of stock. So you know what I've had to do? I've had to order from Ranger Direct in America. And I've made all my boxes. So look at this. I've made all my boxes ready. I have ordered this is just crazy. I've put a little extra in while I'm waiting because I don't like lonely boxes anyway. So I've ordered 24 inks, which has cost me less, and now I've paid for shipping and all this stupid fees than what I'd pay in the UK. How bad is that? So yeah, 24 inks I've got coming. So I've got all my nice little storage ready for all my new stuff. Go me. I'm loving this storage stuff. And I want to thank you all. Honestly, shocking. I want to thank you all for your orders. Thank you for supporting me. I honestly, I can't thank you enough. Maybe doing this sort of stuff will be the thank you back. Right, time wise, let's do this. Bam, bam, bam. Hey sis, fancy seeing you here. Isn't that just bizarre? Look at these little gorgeous ones, huh? What we're thinking? Oh, sissy poos. So, this one I had you in mind for some strange reason, as you do. But yeah, so to be fair, ordering from Ranger Direct was cheaper. So anyway, so yeah, and you haven't got the shipping fees because you're in America. So there you go. But anyway, oh, she's having a fabulous time. Bless. Hi, Michael. Love it. Right, so I'm just going to quickly show you these because I'm going to come back beautiful indeed. We're going to do some crow. I'm going to make, I've inspired myself. Well, to be fair, the workshop's inspired me. So I've made some stickers, I've made some papers. So these are some of the papers. Hello, Dawn. I'm glad you enjoyed your tags, by the way. You know, just ruffled them all in, so apologies. Look at these beauties. So Dawn was my tag partner. I love the Stay Wild tag, indeed. This is gorgeous. So Dawn, Dawn's made this. Look at this. How absolutely beautiful is that? So we were tag partners. So I sent her some tags. She sent me some tags. It was a bit like an ATC swap, which is your artist trading cards, if you don't know what ATC means. But we decided to do tags, and that's in the group, Nice Crafting Mashup. You're more than welcome to join. We'll probably have another one because it's gone so well. But yeah, look at that. How stunning. We've got a bit of lacy material. We've got some beautiful fussy cutting. We've got, oh my goodness, this is just to die for. Absolutely. So this is going in pride of place with Amanda and Mona's stuff. This is. So I've got like a little ledge with everything on. And those will go there. So thank you so much. It makes mine just irrelevant, really. But yeah. Beautiful. Oh, I'm just knocking you guys over. So yeah, so there's Dawn's beautiful tags. Look at those. Absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to share those with you. Right, so obviously I've made a box. So I've done a small, medium and a large. Now the medium I'm going to make in a bit. You're very welcome, honestly. You're very welcome, Dawn. Stunning creation. Now I've done this as an oval on landscape, not portrait. But you can do them however. So these are just some of my papers. I'm going to create one later. But I've also done some stickers as well. So this is just some paper. So obviously I've whacked it on a box. You know me and my boxes. I haven't decorated the inside yet because I'm nearly out of spray. So I've sprayed it, I've painted it, I've faffed around. So I looked at, so I've done these hinges. So I'm going to be putting these in the shop. So I'm going to be doing a selection of different hinges. So I'm going to be doing these. I'm going to be doing these ones and different locks as well. So some of the locks, for instance, you've got like these ones, which will just do a swing catch. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing them in packs, and there's going to be several in a pack. So obviously you'll have so many sets in a pack, so you can make so many different projects. These will all be out of MDF as well. So they're going to be good, sturdy wood, basically. Nothing that's going to disintegrate on you. But I'm loving these. But my box was just totally wrong that I made, so I whacked them on instead. But the papers are gorgeous. So let me put them over there. Now this, look at this for a closure. How cute is this? I've just got to show this one to you. Yeah, and you guys as well. So there's a little key that flips into there, and then this will flip up like that. Now, hello. There will be scorches on these. There's nothing I can do about this. So whether it's grey board or the MDF, there will be. That's off the laser, basically. So I'm not going to go around cleaning things. We're going to paint them. So, you know, and if you don't, your baby, oh, crumbs. See, I haven't glued it either, by the way. Just so you're aware, I've just placed everything in together. So you can see it all. Because I want to put these in a pack, as you do. So anyway, yeah. So they all click in together. But that is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so let me just whack all these out of the way. So I've just placed all these in. So, you know, these ones have been glued, obviously, because I've painted them. Because I was going to put them on my box, but I've totally lost the plot. The locks and hinges are gorgeous. There is another, so you've got the long sort of gate hinge. You've got the shorter ones like this. And I'm going to see if I can get some more fancier ones as well and just recreate this so it's more, hello Nettie, so it's more fancy. Hi Kim. So yeah, so I'm going to put all these on here. In fact, I'm going to put them in the box so I don't lose them, as you do, because I'm good like that. Right, so these are, hi Maura, let me just make sure I'm saying hello to everybody else. Lynn, Natalie, Sarah, Sam, hello, Lulu, hi. So these are absolutely gorgeous papers put together. I've moved them around, played around with them, bish bosh bosh, printed them out, spat them out and done that. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with grey board later. I want your input actually. So these are stickers. So I've been dabbling around with these of how they're cutting. So these are like little bookmark sort of things. But there's loads of different ones. So we've got witches. We've got something that looks like it's been dragged through it. I look like that when I wake up in the morning, to be fair. Then we've got just some more witches and stuff. It's mainly all dark, gothic-y bits and pieces. But stickers. Now, stickers. Do you use them? Do you play around with them? These ones I've actually mounted onto the grey board. So, hi Kay. So these ones I've actually cut the grey board out and mounted the stickers onto them. And there's loads of different poses. I look like that all day. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody will come near you or give you any grief, trust me. If you do, just light a candle. Works wonders. Yeah, so there's loads of different ones, yeah. Crystal ball, cauldron's brew, witchcraft, blah, 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 blah. Right, so, and like I said, I'm putting them all onto grey board. So I'm going to be doing some fussy cut stuff as well. So tell me, you know, are you into stickers? Do you use stickers? Do you feel that stickers are a bit like be good for journaling? Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the whole idea. It's like journaling. Then I've done a sticker sheet, so you can cut out your own and do it that way. And then now I can do these. Now these are just papers, but I can actually put these onto stickers. So this is where it sort of, you know, this is where I started. So forgive me, I have, oh, fabulous. Yeah, they will work, definitely. The hinges work, definitely. The hinges they are workable hinges, trust me. These are not glued in, by the way, but I have painted them. But these ones is obviously glued in because it's in the box. So yeah, that one's glued in, but I've got stuff in the box now. So, but yeah, they're glued. So yeah, so I've started cutting and snipping as you do, but I just love dark, you know, gore, really weird stuff, to be fair. And somebody asked me, so I've been looking at doing some dragons and stuff. So more dragons, more crows, ravens, they're all coming. But I just love all this sort of dark, warped. That's me. Love it. So these would be perfect. So let me just move sharp objects out the way as you do. So I've done like a small, medium, large, as I was saying, with regards to the what's it. But how gorgeous would that be? Can you just imagine that for Halloween? And a nice like plaque with some red and blood and stuff like that. And there's often the smaller ones as well. But I'm just like, I just love. Yes, paper, hinges, locks, a whole shebang. So this is just giving you an idea. Now this is on a lot thinner paper. Again, perfect for like decoupaging, journaling, etc. But yeah, love these. I mean, these are just, like I say, that's just me. Well, if it was a shorter hair anyway, because I've got no hair. But yeah, as you can see, I've done some of these into I've tried different papers as well, just to see different sizes. So, you know, I'd like your thoughts on it. Would it be something you'd buy? Would you buy it as paper for journaling? Would you buy them as stickers so you could do a bit of both? Would you like both in a set? You know, so I'd like your thoughts on that. So this is where, again, would you like full sheets so you could do it on as big sheets? I've also got sheets where you could do half and half. And again, they're also, there's a lot of different stuff. I'm working on Alice stuff at the minute because everybody seems to be loving Alice. So these are just sort of little random stuff, colours and stuff I've been faffing around with and things. So again, I love that. Absolutely love it. So yeah, love the crows. Have a crow. Oh, perfect. Both in the set. Okay, that's good. So this is going to be part of the of an Alice set. So I'm going to do papers, thin paper so you can cut out and decoupage with them, and I'm going to do stickers as well. But I'm also going to do fussy cut stuff that, if it's a sticker, is stuck onto the grey board, so you've got that depth. Like, really love stickers. I'm afraid I'm a right yellow belly. I'm into dark. I'll stay away with the fairy. There's going to be a mixture for everybody, trust me. I've got some dark Alice and I've got some obviously lighter Alice, but I've been tweaking with some sepia stuff as well, which I really like, you know. So I'm just, like I say, I'm just playing around. I like to see what my printer does. I like to see the imagery. I like to see, you know, if I've got to tweak it some more, sort of thing. But this sort of stuff, I'd sort of layer it and play around with it, especially like with the Alicey sort of things. So I am going to do like a set of junk journaling, so envelopes, pockets and all that sort of stuff. So, and it will come with the grey board, so you'll get the set that will fit. Yay, perfect. Oh, that's brilliant, Rose, thank you. I'm going to do a set that will fit either a box or a journal. So the journal, the papers will be cut to size. So it's just a case of like, this was cut to size. Oh, hold on a sec. So this was cut to size, and it was literally all that was cut. So if you want a square, say for instance a journal, it'll be cut to that journal size. So all you've got to do is put glue on and stick it on, and that's it. So you're not got to worry about buffing off the edges or anything like that. So that's what I'm looking to do. So if there's any particular imagery that you want, or colour scheme or whatever, let me know. So I'm glad sort of the Dark Witches goth. I like a bit of fantasy stuff as well, so I might do some like fantasy style sort of stuff. But yeah, but I'm going to be making up a nice crow in a bit. But I've got my Lavinia Stamps out. Well, I've got some of them anyway, not a great deal, but I've got some. So this, let me just, that was another sort of yeah, perfect. So this was something that I've looked at, but I want to expand it. I want to put it into like envelopes, so everything's matching. So you get a journal set, very similar. Yeah, I'm the same, Ali. Very similar to sort of there's that much mixed media out there. It's just like forever and a day sort of thing. But this is the image I'm going to be working with in a bit. So I'm going to show you how to end up with a seamless sort of image, and then we're going to paint it and play around with it and that. So basically you're going to get small, medium and large. So we're going to do the medium, and each of them you get sort of, you get that and that together, so you get 3 of those in different sizes, if that makes sense. So that's going to be a set I do, and then I'm probably going to do some squares and stuff and some coasters and this and this and this and this. I've got that, you know, it's just like forever and a day. So we're going to do that in a bit. So first of all, let me get my sharp blade out of the way, because me and sharp blades, you know it's going to happen. I'll lose my fingers. I'm going to put these over here out the way. Go me, I'm being ever so good. So the stickers and the papers are a go. So I'm happy that you like them. So to get us into our craftiness and to start having a play, let's have a dabble. So I have got my grasses by the waterside, and I've done it on, so I've made myself a stencil. So instead of me using other stencils, I've done this because it's got the sizes I need for me to get that. Now, there are similar sizes, but not exactly the same on the Lavinia Stamp stencil and on the Funky Fossil. Okay, so this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to add, we're going to replicate this, because I've told you earlier, these are the colours I'm going to be using. I'm going to use black soot, is that prize ribbon? Yeah, prize ribbon, broken china, abandoned coral and Victorian velvet. And I've also got a stamping VersaFine Claire, and one I use to blend with. So this one is like old and sort of, that's all right, Terry. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're well, my darling. Hope everything's good for you. So this is like my sort of, it's nearly dead, but it's, I've wrote old on it. I've got several with old on, a bit like me, old. But while I'm talking about ink pads, I'm just designing a dual, which means it will do any ink pad, a template and sticker set. So it will save you all the hassle, basically. So I'm nearly finished doing that. That was a test run for me. As you can see, it's perfect. All you've got to do is write the name of it on. So those will be available very soon. So I'm just finishing that off. So we've got a dual, so that means it will fit the VersaFine Clair, the Distressed Oxides and the Elements, and any other brand you've got, Lisa Horton, John Next Door, whatever. So your ink pad will have a perfect sticker with a perfect swatch on of the colour. Yeah, so watch this space. I'm hoping in the next couple of days that will be released in my shop, but I'll put a thing on and I'll do a video and all the rest of it. So this is my own. I've designed it, as you can clearly tell. I'm not a stencil designer, but I'm happy with what I've got with that, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so I've got some Pink Frog, because look at that, I was playing with all the different colours, not the colours I've used now, but you know, when I'm looking at colours I'm thinking, oh, pretty. But that, yeah, that's me. Then I got some paste and I faffed around, and but yeah, I like that. Pretty. It's very calming. I'll put that there. We'll be a calming lot together today. Pink Frog Super Smooth. So again, I have cut down 15 by 30, halved it, so I've got two 6x6s. So I've done several because I'm quite liking this size at the minute to play around with. So we're going to be using that. So this is a 6x6 Super Smooth card from Pink Frog. I've got me a stamping block. I don't know whether I'm going to use it. Now, before I get into this, I'm just going to quickly show you these. So I was faffing around with some paper, fussy cutting. And again, pretty, yeah. So we can either go to the flower or have the border and all that nonsense. So here's some of the, I put Alice out there earlier, yeah. So here's the, I'm just going to quickly put that there. I'm going to quickly show you these. So here's the Alice set. So obviously I've done antique linen on the back and just splattered some just different colours to play around with, yeah. So this is on Super Smooth card, which has come out gorgeous. And then all I've done is just got an eyelet in, done that. And then what did I do? I then faffed about, I've been messing with sizing. Now this is on grey board. So I cut it out on really thin paper, photocopier paper, and then whacked it on. And I thought, yeah, do you know something? I'm quite like the way. Now, I'm probably going to be putting these in as little thank you gifts, just randomly to different people. You might get one here, one there. But otherwise, I'm going to have like 20 million Alice tags. And let's put them there. Right, so here's some of the dark and dangerous. I love these. These are gorgeous. So these are stickers. I absolutely love this. I've got some really like weird children as well. Oh, it just had to be done, you know. It's like something from Wrong Turn 2, isn't it, really? I love that. That's just brilliant. Come play with me. Come play. Yeah, it's all right. You know, I'm just digressing there. But then, so then I love the look of those on the sticker paper. And then I thought, well, I'm going to whack them onto grey board. Yeah, just good old grey board. And obviously I'm just going to put a hole in, and these will be tags. But how gorgeous are these? Can you just imagine, well, if they weren't tagged, but can you just imagine whacking them onto like a card, or, you know, some really dark nonsense. I love them. So yeah, so I can either do these in sets where you've got the stickers and the grey board, and if you don't want to put them on yourself, yeah, or you might want them preloaded. You'll be paying me £20 million for that. Cry. It took me forever. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, and these ones here, quite like those. Again, I think these were, I forgot whether I've done these as a sticker. But yeah, fabulous. And then all I've done was got my crocodile, done the old bodgy old trick, and away you go. So that's on grey board. So the grey board, I'm really liking the effect. And obviously these ones, those have been obviously antique linen on the back. I don't know what that is, but yeah, antique linen on the back. And obviously that's your normal grey board, but that's just Super Smooth card. So this is what we've got coming to you guys. So I am going to be sort of looking at stuff, whether it's a folio kit where you get everything that you need, sort of thing, to sort of put it all together without you having to worry about cutting up your papers. You know, you'll pick a design, or I'll do this as a set and have that as one-offs, do so many and that's it. Because, you know, it's one of them really. I know you all love your Alice, so I know your Alice will be popular. So again, it's just making sure I'm getting the right imagery for you guys, because I don't want to be sitting on 20 million lots of Alice and you're looking at me as if to say, well, Lise, I don't like that one. You didn't give me a choice, you know. So yeah, you can get your image, stick it on, buff it around, because all I do is I just get a nail file and just, you know, go around. I don't know, mother got these from somewhere, probably linking Temu, knowing mom, but there you go, we digress. Right, so I'll put them in there, and Bob's your uncle and all that to doodles. Right, let's put that out of the way. Right, let's make a card anyway. So there you go. Right, so I have this, I have this, I have this. Right, let me just shift this because I know I'm going to get stuff over it when I don't want to. So there we go. Right. Ta-da! Who the hell is Alice? Oh, no, honestly. Oh, dear me. I'm glad people are liking what I'm putting together. That's half the battle, is sort of knowing which, you know, what you like, what you don't like. Right then, so if you've all got your bits and pieces, if somebody's following me, fabulous. If you are following me, let me know, because I'll do it in Sloman's terms so we know what we're doing together, because I have no idea what I'm doing, clearly. But this is what we're going to create. But I'm going to put some Lavinia stuff into it as well. So it's probably not going to be this exact, because you know me, I don't like replicating my cards. However, it's going to be something which you can clearly take off this tutorial and make some stunning stuff. And I must admit, the stuff that you're posting in the Nice Crafting Mashup group is flipping amazing. You guys really are getting to grips with moving your inks around. Now, I've got brushes. Oh, talking of brushes, I thought to myself, I got brushes and I got brushes. We all know that we've got brushes, yeah? So this is what I've done. I've made myself a little holder for my Funky Fossil brushes and brushes. So I've got all everything that I do with my oxides, my elements, everything's here basically. Which I thought, well, do you know something? I'm quite liking the fact I've done that now. So my little brushes, which I use for my pan pastels, is with all my pan pastel stuff now. So I made a little holder for that. So I like the fact I can make a little random holder, you know, as you do. Right, okay, I'm shutting up now. Right, start with the lightest colour, Victorian Velvet. Right, have I got anybody following me? I'm crafting along, but just go your speed. All right, Al. Okay. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Linda. Hi, Dulce. Oh, my gosh. How are you, Dulce? Hope you and the kids are well, sweetheart. Right, so first thing we're going to do is get Victorian Velvet. Right, so I have got a number 7 brush with a glonk on it. I don't know what that is, but there you go. Well, wait. And all we're going to do to begin with is... Now, I always try and explain this as best as I can. There is like that rounded edge, and we're just going to tickle that top end, but load the brush. Yeah. So as you can sort of see on here, I have started in the corner. Now I found these colours are absolutely stunning together, and it's difficult to sort of look sometimes and think what's going to complement what and what's going to go that. I'm thinking my next live, I want to go some really like, I either want to go, no, I don't know, I want to sort of just have some crazy colours basically. That's what I'm trying to spit out. I don't know, something that you'd never put together. So yeah, so I've just had a little bit of a play around, just move it around. Look, I mean, if you want to do that, fine, but you will get lines. So please remember to do little circles and just tickle the end. And the more you do that, the more you blend, the more you lose them little white gaps. Because me and little white gaps, I'm not liking. Well, I am liking, but I'm thinking to myself, really? Now, abandoned coral is a killer of a colour. Now, if I've got a little sheet over here, but if you go like that and load your brush up and go straight on, my gosh, that colour's going to like be bam. But if you just tickle the end and touch and think to yourself, oh, okay, look, I see what you mean, Lise. There's a lot going on there. Lightly move it around. Now, the best thing with this, and what I'd say to you is, there's so much ink on that brush, you don't realise this can go on forever. This is a really, really strong colour. So please remember that, because the last thing I want you to do is to just go straight in and kill that Victorian velvet, because that's exactly what will happen. So that's 2 colours down, and we've got like a top corner mess. We're going to go in now with broken china, and I have got 2 blue brushes here. I'm going to go in with my lighter one, obviously, first, as you do. Load your brush, do it that circular motion. Now, as you're looking at the card, you can sort of see I've got sort of an area here, which is, I've put that as my grounding area, and it's dark because it's closest. And then we've got that back area, which I've sort of given you the sort of idea that there's another sort of layer going. So what I want to do, don't worry about blobs either, I get them all the time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push that over a little bit, because knowing me, I'm going to start getting messy. And I'm just going to sort of take in the blue and make sure my circular motions are blending nicely into your Victorian velvet and into... Now, where you do those crossovers, the colour changes, obviously, because you're layering colours up. So you get that purpley grey sort of feel. Now just remember, it's just that top tickle. It's not the depth and let's kill it and let's stir it like we're doing a chocolate pudding cake. I want you to tickle it like it's a meringue. Fluffy, fluffy doodah. I mean, I think that's going to be the best way I can sort of try, hopefully. You know, we're lightly fluffing a meringue up, maybe. I don't know. That's probably will resonate with somebody. I don't know who, but, you know, we'll have a go. So the heavier you put on, as you can just see, the heavier you'll get those pockets of colour down. So I'm going to get the prize ribbon. Now this is where you start having that extra bit of depth in. So this is a darker colour. So I'm going to use the darker brush. Being ever so good here. I'm not actually, I was going to go on with my light brush, and I thought, no, I'm going to be really good, because I know that if I blend this and I've got my black brush and I re-blend it, I don't want to ruin my lighter brush sort of thing. Hopefully that makes sense. So as this here, and I know there's going to be dark going here, so I'm not too worried about this bottom area here. So if you want to go like that, fair enough, right? But if you keep your circular motions, and then as you start to lose your colour, go into your lighter blue, and then you get that smoother blend happening. So I'm going to load up my brush again. I'm going to start at the bottom because I know it's going to be dark, and I'm going to put black soot there. But as you start coming up, loosen your grip with your brush and allow that brush to blend into the colour. Yeah. Now, I know I'm going to go back in with this, so I'm going to leave that there, but I am going to now go in with black soot. Black brush. Now, I use this brush for VersaFine Clay and, well, Elements everything. So this is my black brush, okay? So I'm going to think of what I've done here. Now, I know when I go back in, I know that I'm going to be using VersaFine Clay black to actually be adding some more depth into that, and adding obviously whatever I'm stamping into that scenery and stuff like that. Yeah. Now when you stamp on this, you make sure it's dry, because then as you're going to be adding your other layers, you're going to then move that ink around. So I actually move the ink on this one, and I've got no problem saying that. As you can see, I've got smudge marks, and just so you guys can see, I'm only human. I had smudge marks and I thought, oh, sugar my timbers. But it turned out all right, so I'm not too worried. Now on here you can see what I'm sort of the effect of where I may stamp, or that sort of idea where I want to stamp, yeah? Now, don't worry if you think, well, that's not black. It will be when we've got the VersaFine, you know, your old one, and we go on, okay? So I'm happy with what I've done so far with this brush, but I just want to now blend. So I'm just going to get a little bit more prize ribbon, and I just want to just put it in here and start taking it out, just to give that merge between that black soot and then going into the blue. Now you could use Uncharted Marina, Or yeah, merino there, that's about right, isn't it? I always get my colours mixed up. I call them what I call them in my head, which never is a good thing, to be fair, and it just has to be, I have to be able to say that out loud. Otherwise I might get told off if I say a naughty word. Right then, let me just get a tissue. Well, while I'm letting you all catch up with me, I'm just going to tidy my mess up. I'm being ever so good today. Bilston Market's finest. So we're back on the old Bilston Market's what's it? Let me just wipe that over. There we go. Go me and all that. Wow. Oh, do you know something? I've even found a bit of tissue. Let's use that. Bit of plenty or bounty before it changes its name again and comes something else. Right then. Okay. So I started off with using my grasses. So I used these two here, which were the main seam builders. Okay, so those two there. And this is off my 7 set, Grasses by the Waterside. So I'm going to start with those again, so you can see how I've layered that to start with, and then I'm going to re-layer and add on some other bits and bobs. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to start off with the one with like the sort of the wheat grass sort of thing first of all. So I'm going to pop it where I've got that sort of darker area there. And the best thing is when you're actually creating your background, sort of think to yourself in your head where you might think the stamps are going to go, because then you could do that darker layer and start to build it in your head before it's even stamped. Because in my head, that's how I sort of create my stamps and my designs. I see it in my head how I want it, and then I try and replicate it. Whether it works is a different kettle of fish, but it's in my head. Now don't worry about this, because we're using Versamark. We're going to end up using the old pad, and I'm going to fill it in. So don't worry about sort of, well, you can see that there, and you might like that look, you might want to leave it. You haven't got to do exact what I'm doing. You do your version, you know, and that's what, you know, use stamps, use whatever stamps you've got. It hasn't got to be exactly what I'm using. Right, so I've now got my grassy bit. I love this one. I could just do this on tags all day long, even gothic-y death things, standing in the greenery. Well, it wouldn't be green, it would be dark. Now I'm going to place this one here because I want to build up this area here. So on this card, that the first card that I'd done, I had that area there. So again, I'm not worried about what you're going to see or what you can't see. All I want you to do is think about, we got 3 stamps there, which you can break down now in your head. Ta-da! I actually quite like I might not do as much as I've done on it. I might do a totally different one on here. I really like that. Bless. Oh, I need some more. Right then, so I'm going to do again, and I'm going to do a bit further up. See how I had the sort of layer. Now the difference that I've done on this one is, because I know it's coming across, I took away that small section, which I'll do the same again. So do it off, but even if you left that on, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference, because the stamp is as thick. So the stamp is not going to do, it's not going to put that line down. Okay, so I'm just going to move where I want, and then I know I've cleared that bit, so I'm going to put it a little bit higher, and I'm going to put it about there. And then just good firm pressure, because we've got a lot of layers of that oxide down. We just want to make sure that our versifying goes on nicely. Now I can still see it shimmering, so I know, you see, I can see that it's still wet. Now before I do anything else, I want to put my stuff away. Let me just shift that, and I want to dry that ink, because even though I will be stamping with other stamps in a second, I just want to make sure this layer is dry before I put another layer on, if that makes sense. So let me just grab my, is it plugged in? Oh yes, it is. I love meringue. Oh, fabulous. I'm glad you do. I love a bit of meringue as well. Right, so you'll know when it's dry, because it'll lose them little damp patches and little shimmers here and there. So just run your dryer, whatever you use, whether it's the long or the short little air dryer ones. You do you. You can flap it around old style if you want, you know. Totally up to you. So, happy with that. Now, if you're unsure, let me just grab myself a bit of something that resembles a picture. Yeah, I've used all this paper today, and I can't. Oh, there we go. There we are. Right, just a bit of cheap printer paper, and if you want to just doubly make sure, there you go. Nothing there, so I'm happy with that. Right, so I'll put that there so I know it's there. So we've already put that down. Let me move that out of the way. Right, now I'm now going to add differently to what we've done on here. So I want to just add a couple of little Lavinia bits and pieces on. Where's my pot of stuff? Let me move that over there. Now let me put my pot over here out the way. So what am I going to put in? I am going to put in, well, yeah, go on, I'll put my trusties in. Yeah, so I'm going to put in some grasses and just my little trusties just to build up. So these are my old go-tos. And let me wipe them, and let me just, because I do finger stamping with these, they've been hidden away in a box for a long time, so I've just got to try and reactivate things. Reactivate my finger as well. Say, come on. So it's got to be a certain, and not daft as it is, right? It has got to be a certain dampness when you do finger stamping. It's an odd one. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I'm ready. So I've got a pad that I know works, as in the fact that it's not new, but it's got plenty of life in it. So I just want to comfortably, yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so I'm not too worried about these areas here as on here, because I'll be blacking them out similar. But I have got my little bit of finger in, and I'm just adding another background, a very faintish layer of grass. Now, I love, when you look at grasses, there's never one layer of grass. You know, and it's like, if you start looking at detail, when you're looking at putting your work and stuff together, look past what you first see, because there is so much more to a layer. So look past your first initial sight of what you saw. So it literally is a case of let me just grab that. Go past the first layer of whatever you see. It's like when you look at a flower and you see a yellow rose, you won't just see a yellow rose. Break down the colours. Grasses, the sea, whatever is going to be exactly the same. Yeah. So I'm just going to do some randoms now. Now, I know that my lovely grasses are there, and I just want to build up a really sort of thick, yeah, so you can see now, can you see where that's shimmering? Now that's something that you've got to get dry, basically, because when we do our next layer, anything wet all you will do will smudge and pull it away, and it'll be like, oh crumbs, I've just ruined it. And already I'm quite sure that you're going to be thinking, I'm liking the look of this, I like the layers, because when we start putting those layers on and the orbs and that mystical part of it, you'll like that effect. Yeah. So again, let me just quickly dry off, and you've got to make sure that this is dry. So again, if you've not got time to do that, get yourself a little bit of photocopy paper out, give it a wiggle, give it a rub, a bit like a genie's lamp, isn't it? Rub it, pat it, voila. Now you see on this one we've got a lot more going on there. Yeah. So what I want to do now is just have a look I've pulled off some ink, but I don't want to, do not want to smudge what I'm putting down. No, all I want is probably, I don't know, I need somebody in there. Let me have a look what I've got. What can I, let me investigate. 1 minute, people. You can really tell I'm not prepared for this. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I tell you what, shall we have Logan jumping through? Maybe not. Hold on. Fairy, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, I tell you what, we'll do that one. Okay, found one. Found one. Right, okay. Now, unfortunately, for the life of me, being these have been stuck in a box for how long, I couldn't tell you what fairy. No, it's not Lee, is it? Oh, I forgot which one it is. But I'm sure all you diehards will go, that's so-and-so. So there you go. I'm being straight as it is. They've been in a box for like 6 months. There we go. Right, let's see if that's going to go on nice. So I'm going to have there. Yes, right. So I'm going to move this in so it's in your view. Let me just put that down. So nice, firm, plenty of ink on. Give it a good little wiggle if need be. Just try and make sure it's firm pressure. Now, if you're not using a contraption, and when I say contraption, it's just like one of the Sissics or Misties or whatever you've got. I haven't got one. Well, I have got one, but there you go. Done, dusted, tickety-boo, yeah? You've got to make sure, good even pressure, and you've got to make sure that if you have got your Misty or whatever it is, you can add, go back down and all the rest of it. If not, good ink pad, plenty on it, down, done. Not too much pressure, and not too, when I say a good ink pad, just allow it to do what it needs to do. You know what I mean. I'm not telling you to suck eggs. You know what to do. You know how to stamp. And if you're new, it's a great thing to learn. Especially when you get this far and then you do something wrong and you think, oh, I've ruined it. No, you haven't. You're okay. Right then, let's get back onto that black soot where I'm going to go onto Versa. Now, this is my old pad. As you can see, it's got old on it. This is what we're doing now. We're now going to piddle around with that bottom area. Now, we've got bits here and there, which, like I say, I wasn't bothered how it looked at the end of the day. Let me just grab a bit of paper. Because we're doing Versa, put that there so you can see. That's my black soot brush, which is now turning into my brush to put in that bottom part of my card, yeah? Now, this is an old pad, like I've said, and 9 times out of 10 on my old pads, I use them for writing, you know, just bits and pieces like that. Always keep your spares, unless you get your re-inkers and your re-ink, but keep spares, because you just never know what they're going to be good for, yeah? So I've now created that, and I've left a little bit of light there just to flicker on them rocks, and a little bit there, okay? And then what we need that to do is make sure it's dry. So again, put your old Versa out the way. I'm going to put my brush over there. I'm going to dry it with a dryer, giving it a blast. Okay. Hi, Theo. Oh, I'm doing a wiggle on there. I like the bottom, it looked like water. Oh, well, you know something? This is where you do you. Yeah, so you could actually have that as water, to be fair, but I can put that in a minute anyway. Watch, it's very easy to do. So yeah, I'm thinking that might be dead, but just to make sure, I'm just gonna doubly because yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, I'm gonna leave it like that so you can see. Okay, so we're going to put the orbs on, the circles, however you want to call it now. Oh, well, no, there we go. Right, so like I said, I've made my own. So this is my own design. Go me. Before I do anything now, it's whether or not you want to do it like like the dreamscapes with the swirls and the background and the writing and all that sort of to do. Now, first of all, I'm going to put the orbs on, but if you want that little bit of swirliness, let me do. Oh, I've got it in here. Hold on. Yeah, we can use this one. Couldn't tell it. Now, this was from the Witches, I think. It came out the cauldron, but that would be perfect for just putting that very, very light, and I mean very light, backing for your swirls for the dreamscape, same as the splashes and stuff like that. But I'm going to put that there as an option. Let me just see if I've got the other option. So the other option you could do would be this old stamp with the swirls on. Again, it's there. That I prefer that one. So I'm going to whack them out there out the way and put them in my box of doom. Right, so let's start to build this up. So I've got pan pastels and I have got white and the blue. Now the blue is very light, and excuse me, I'm just going to turn this over and probably put it all over me. It's the ultramarine blue tint, and it's like very light, and then you got titanium white. So them are the only pan pastels, and you haven't got to use them because everything else will be off your brush. Now, you've already got ink on your brush, yeah? You are not going to need to re-ink any of them at all because we're going to put layers on, and we're going to start with the light layer first. I'm going to see what ink is on here just to see. Now, when you look and you think to yourself, how would you have your layers? Now, I want a mixture of sort of small and larger, so I'm going to go on with the pink. And I want the pink to come off the pink area. So whatever colour I'm coming through with now, this lighter area, I'm going to put the pink through. So I'm going to apply about there. I'm going to hold my stencil down. And all I'm going to do is tickle it. Now, I can already see I have ink clearly coming off my brush. And we've got a fairy there, and I'm not too worried the fact that the ink will go over. So can you see now how it's very, very light? Yeah, just so you guys can see, very, very light. So you've got that colour bouncing down very light, and I've not put anything. You can even see the dark coming onto my brush. So I'm now going to take this pink up here, and again, I've not put this in. I'm just going to see what's actually on my brush. And I'm just going to take it into that pink. Yeah. So already you can see I've got a layer going. And then I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm just going to see what's here. And again, it's pulling up the colours that are there. So that means I'm pulling up that blue and everything. Now, because I like my colours to stay as they are, I can put the pink Victorian Velvet on that if I wanted to. But I know that's my pink brush, so it's fine. Now I'm going to go in with the coral. Now just remember what I said about this. It has got plenty of life in it. And I'm going to show you by just putting it here. Now if I just go like that and I've not put any pressure on, look at the state of that. Bam, in your face. So please, please, please. This colour, Abandoned Coral, is like vicious. It's absolutely fabulous. But it is really vicious. So I'm going to go down to the darker areas now. And I am just going to tickle it around here. And I'm tickling over the black because it's actually going to show, yeah, it's actually going to show that colour. Even though it's black, but the oxide will give you that residue that there's something there. Now, it's all about your layers now. So you can see it's there, but when you look at it off the light, it's very, very light. And now look at the state of my brush, yeah? So all I'm going to do now is, because I want to know that this is this brush, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to wash it. I'm not going to contaminate it with water. That is it. So the next colours I'm going to do is the light blue. Now, I don't know what's on there, but all I'm going to do again is just maybe some smaller ones. And I'm just going to pick here and there because there's a lot going on. And I don't want to overdo this and lose what I've already built up. Now, if you guys love that effect, you go for it. Now, just remember, the layers are starting to layer. So colour over colour over colour, etc. Yeah. So that's that light blue. Let's get the darker blue out. Now, you can see where the darker blue is. So I'm just going to touch this area here with that larger circle with the darker blue. So you can just see that it's just kissed at the top there. And I'm going to twirl this around a little bit. Don't be shy to sort of merge things over. Have a couple of small ones. Have a whatever there. I'm going to just kiss that one there slightly. So can you see how we're doing now with the layers? Yeah. Probably done too many layers, but don't worry, because all I'm doing is showing you an effect. This is not something that I'm doing out for anybody in particular. I'm showing you how to do an effect. So look at the amount of layers there. Now here, I want a layer so you can actually see what's going on. So this is where I'm going to get my pan pastels out. And as I said, I've got the white and the blue. Now, this is supposed to be a white brush and a blue brush. You can clearly see I really don't play the game when it comes to my colours. So I'm going to get the light blue first. And this is where you can actually pick and choose. Now, it's a bit different when you start putting this down. So you can play around and move this on where your Versamark is. And that gives you that much more softer layer. Okay, see how we're going? Now, I want that layer to just be a little bit more in your face. So I'm going to mix this white and the blue now. So we've got that large one there. Now, as you're using your white and as you're moving it around, you're losing, obviously, the intensity. So again, don't be shy if you want to bring it down. Move it around if you need to. And if you think to yourself that's too much, we've got a brush. We've got what we call movement, yeah? We can then put another layer down and take it down again. So don't think, oh, I've just ruined it. I've put too much on, Lise. What you done? Well, no, chill out. Let's stick with the light blue. Let's put that down there because that light blue is giving me the white effect. And then if we put a little bit of white on in places, let's just bring it around here. You've got that sort of kiss now where you've got a blue and a white. And it's kissing over in many directions. So that really has given you such a different effect. Now, here we go again. So it's like, okay, are you leaving it like that? Let's put some splatters on. Do we need some swirls in it? Do we really want it to look like a proper orby scene sort of thing? So let me whack that over there. Let me move the original out the way. Put pan pastels out the way. Let me get a brush. Now all I'm doing is water. Now, oxides, we've got plenty on here, yeah? Now, with the papers, like I've shown you before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry the water onto this because that gives you a different effect as that layer. And it gives you that effect that it's smudging it out and it gives you that little tiny sort of border, which is I love it. Right now, let me just show it to you. So it's got like a darker line. Let me just show it to you guys. So it's got that like it's only very faint. Let me just try and bring it in a bit more, but it just gives you that line. Now if you let me really be naughty and go like really big blob. So let me just dry that off because that will give you the effect probably that I'm looking for. Now don't be shy because if you don't like what you do, you can put another layer over it. Okay, so I can see that's a really nice big blob of water. So I'm going to move this around because I want that layer to be really quite in your face. So my head is already thinking, well, do we need some glitter on this? Do we put a Winker Stella on the wings? Do we leave it as it is? How are we going to, you know? So already I'm racing ahead thinking, but I'm on this layer. So let me just continue with this layer just to show you now. This is giving you, can you get that effect now what I'm on about with that sort of, that layer? Yeah, you can see it a lot more clearer now. I've done that a lot better. At least you have people that ring. Oh, hello, what have I missed there? There you go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another layer, and I'm going to use, I'm gonna think about the colours that we've got here, and I'm gonna go for this sort of abandoned coral sort of thing. So let me have a look what I've got, which my tulip red will kill it. Let me have a look. Bum, bum, bum. What's that colour? Let's have a look. No, strawberry. You're not doing. Oh, what's this one? Okay. Oh, hello. Ka-ching. I might have to stamp this. Let me just have a look what this looks like. Glamorous. Well, you know, somebody, I think it might work. Let me just see if there's anything else that's ticking a box. Oh, what's this one? Let me see. Let's have a look. Oh, that's too. So baby pink's too light. No, we're not doing baby pink. Okay. So I'm thinking, what's that one? So let me have a look at this one. I want something with sort of that. I want that undertone. Oh, let me have a look at this one. So I've got all these colours in front of me. Oh, crikey, no. But 1 minute. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to play. Okay, I'm going to go with that as an undertone. Okay, so here we go. Let me put my colours back. So you've got all these lovely colours, and I bet you like me and you never play around with them. Now this is a pinky salmon colour, and yes, I've got summertime out, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head, which is very, very dangerous at times. I'm going to put that on a thing, as you do. So I am literally probably going to stamp off twice, because I'm going to give the interpretation of the paper now. So let me have a look. So if I go 1, if I go 2, if I go 3, I'm thinking 2 might do it. So let's have a look. Okay, so 1 potato, 2 potato. It's only very light. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what we need. Right, so 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. You know, yeah, you get me. You're with me, yeah? Okay, and I think we're going to do that bit there. And all I want to do is just give you that little bit of, there's something in the background, but you can't see it, but you know it's there. And then I am going to, let's have a look. I've got some words here from the other day. Yeah, and then I don't even know whether, is that the right way around? I think it is. Right, okay. So I'm going to do exactly the same, and I'm going to put some words on. And this is with the Versamark Summertime. I'm going to put that there. So, and again, I'm just going to, that's upside down, Lisa. It's a good job I've done that first, isn't it? Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Cardboard box and all that. Oh, hello. Sorry. Right, so let me dry that off. And then I'm going to put my last layer on. And that last layer now will be just the finishing touches around the edges. So we've got that sort of, we've got the black, I want the blue, I just want to bring it all together. And then it'll be, whoa, there we go. So I'm going to go back to prize ribbon, and I'm just going to put some on the brush. Now, it's up to you whether you still want it up full on, or you just want to kiss the edges, tickle it in. And again, it's totally up to you. It's your design, remember. You do it for you. You do how you want it to be. I quite like that lighter edge there. So I'm just going to just tickle it around just a little, just to bring everything there together. And then everything is focused here. So what I want to do now is get me, so I've got a soft brush here. Now, there is dark on it. However, there's not really anything on it. So I just want to make sure I've got a nice blend on all the different layers that we've got. And bear in mind, we've just put the Versamark over as well. So I just want to just pull that so it's taking away that other layer. So it's not actually taking it away, but all it's done is breaking it down. Now, if there's anything you're not liking, this is the ideal time to have a little play around with your brush to bring anything down. So to me, that is very magical, very mystical, and I like where we're at with it. Proper OTT, proper sort of, whoa, there's a lot going on there. Yes, there is. I just want to add a smidgen of Victorian velvet because we have lost that little bit, but I just want to pull it in here just to kiss it around a little bit, and then where's my diddly doo dog on? There we go, found it. I'm just going to just where we've got that, because I don't want anything really in your face, especially when it comes to like the writing and stuff like that. So I just want to just take it down so it's under a layer, so there's nothing really that stands out on this and you think to yourself, ooh, what you done there, Lise, you know. So I just want it to be lower, and I'm just going to see if there's any pan pastels on my brush. I'm just going to dip it slightly, nothing major. So I'm just going to pull that extra layer on, and I'm just actually I just want a bit more of a white here now. So finishing touches, so to speak. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to pull around some of these smaller little orbs, well, the smaller circles. Now, if you're comfortable or confident, you can go in with a brush. And when I say go in with a brush, you're just going to tickle around, sort of around the edges, soften it if you think it's too dark, maybe. Do it like a clouded effect, so you're taking away any sort of areas where you think, oh, I don't know about that. There's a lot going on there. I like this out. So here, let's just pull this area here, because some of you said, oh, it looks quite light, like a water sort of area. Well, yeah, let's make it into something, you know. So let me just pull a little bit here. Don't be shy to use your finger. There we go. So now looking at that, that's highlighted that bottom area lovely. Tap off. And I just put that back. There we go. So there we are on that. So to me, there you go. Pretty card, pretty picture, whatever. Fairy jumping up in the air. Now you can, like I said, put a Wink of Stella on that if you want, or if you're brave, you can bleach it out, or you can leave it as it is. It's totally up to you. I haven't got any bye bye. Oh, bye bye, sis, love ya. Diddly doo dah. You go in there, chill. Have a nice. Have something that's, yeah. Well, you're sleeping well, so you do what you need to. Thank you for dropping by. Love you loads. Yeah. So what do we do here? What shall we? Oh, nice. Yeah. Just digressing. Have I got anything that resembles a Wink of Stella anyway? Oh, maybe. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Where's my stickles? It's in a pop. There we go. Okay, I'm going to Stardust Stickles. Only a smidgen. And this is, oh, crikey. Only a smidgen, and a big blob shoots out. Gosh, honestly. Could only happen to me, couldn't it? Eh? So I'm just going to sprinkle it around. Nothing major. Okay. Because I don't, you know, sometimes less is more. True words and all the rest of it. So, water, brush, there we go. So all I'm going to do, now this is dry-ish, is because I don't really want to move the oxide underneath, but I do want to move the glitter. I am being very, very light-handed, and I am just moving that stickles around because I want that really pretty little glittery doodah. There we go. Diddly do. Sorted. So there you go. One card with loads of orbs. Fairy jumping up out the grasses. Bam. And that was a take off my very basic in comparison. Yeah. So if I matte and layer that now like magic, ta-da! Yeah, you've just got to complement your background with the card. There's your matte and layering. Obviously I use these are a godsend, so they're in a set of 3. They're brilliant. They're the layering guides with We Are memory. They are fabulous. So that's that bit done. 1 card made. Yes, I've just put it over. I'm naughty me, but it gives you such an idea of how from a basic background how it becomes a card. Yeah, and this, you can just put a sentiment there, happy birthday. It could be even with a sympathy, you know. So it really does depend on how you faff with the cards, yeah, to what you get. Right, so hopefully you like that. Can't see any comments, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything, so I'm just gonna move my stuff out the way, and then we're just gonna quickly make some bits and bobs. So let me just check on that. So, oh, so pretty. Oh, bless you, thank you. Oh, Mum likes it, love it. Okay, fabulous, thank you, people, bless you. Okay, so I will stick that on. Well, I will remount it, obviously, because I've got a card under there, but it just gives you an idea of, there you go, what that sort of pink salmon looks with that sort of white layer when you're matte and layering. So yeah, it's a nice card. Grey looks nice as well. Grey or a blue will complement it. White will look nice, but it'll be very plain sort of thing. So there's your magical orbs, easy done, and with colours. Okay, so as promised, let me just have a little bit of fun now. So I'm going to put them over there. Let's shift this. Right, so I am now going to get into a right mess. So I've got my crow, and I want to frame him because I like him. So I'm going to make a mess. So that means I need sort of a browny colour, rusty colour. Because when you're looking on here, whatever image you're going to do, for instance, if you're wanting to frame this, because remember I've got a set, so I'm going to put these in the shop for you to buy, the frames. So this will be a set of 3, which realistically you get 6 in the set. Yep, so you get small, medium and large as such, and you can put a hole in if you want. You can put some cord on the back and do it. I've done this one landscape, that one's portrait. I'm going to do this one portrait, but this one I'm going to show how easy, when you've got an image and you've got an edge and you think to yourself, sugar my timbers, I've got to match this up and it's not going to fit. That's, you know, no, I want that lovely, gorgeous hunk of a man sitting in there, proud as punch, yeah? So I'm going to do these edges, and I'm going to do it before I actually do anything. So let me just get rusty hinge. Now you can spray it if you want, but I want to try and show you building it up in an ununderstandable way, where when you look at imagery now moving forward, you can think to yourself, I can match that, I can do it. What you've got to look at is how things are broke down. There's a lot of black in this, there's a lot of different colours. Now, yep, rusty hinge is like, okay, it's there. Let me just see how much I've got to, yeah, on the other side as well. So we're going to marry up the sides. Now, this is what I'd do if I was on my own now. If I was on my own at home, which I'm at my own, I'm just with you guys. I'd think to myself, oh, crikey, look at that now. So let me just put another colour onto this. So we've got that. I've got soot here. Let me move them out of the way, because you know what colours you were using, because I posted it earlier. Let me shift that, because that's harassing me. Get out. Right, so I'm going to use a bit of black soot now, and I'm just going to tickle those edges. Now, you know me and tickling, yeah? We're getting there with my language. You're understanding where I'm at. Now, do I need any top or bottom? I'm going to put some down here, because I'm not too sure whether that is going to hide. So I'm just going to put a little bit up here as well. Now, I want to get some brown, because there's a lot of brown in this as well. So let me get... What am I going to get? Scorched timber. Let's see if I've got any in this pad. You know, I need so many new pads. Shocking it is. Shocking. Okay, scorched timber. Sort of ish. Yeah, okay, well, I'll live with that. So it makes no difference now with regards to my edges, because I'm sort of hiding them on how I'm putting the card together. And I'm just put a little bit of that orange in. Now, if I was really sort of in my head space and going like, I'd probably get some crayons on it, which would mean, let's have a look what we got where. So I'd get some of the Distress crayons, and I'd probably just move it along here a little bit. Same as here. And I'd bring it in possibly. So to me, when you're doing a grunge card, or you're sort of taking a space when you're trying to marry it up, look at what colours are already in there and try and play around with those colours that you can see. So, you know, we know there's oranges in here. And bear in mind that we're going to have to add, these are watercolour pencils, so I can add spice marmalade. I can add, when I get my words out, and move that along. Yep, so at the end of the day, it's sort of, oh God, you lot must really have a headache the way I'm dumping your head. Oh dear me. So I'm not too worried at the minute, because I know when I add it, I'm going to add things to it, and I can move that because I've now added a watercolour product on there. Right, so let me get back to how I will now do this without it looking like I've just added that little bit on. Yeah, so Mr. Crow, God bless him. Or is he a raven? He's got a long, so I think it's a raven. Gosh, I'm coughing, dying. Right, so I want him to be about like so. Now, you can leave that there if you want. I'm going to put some glue already on. Let me shift this out of the way. I can see things happening before they've even happened. Let me get some glue. And I'm going to use my trusty Pink Frog applicatory thing. And I'm going to go, now with this grey board, you've got like a curved side and a flat side. And I'm going to go on the flat side. So I'm going to prep this now. So I'm going to put plenty of glue on. So apologies if I'm out of your view. I do apologise. Let me just whack this on here. Now this is going to be the same if you're doing any sort of grey board work with journals. This is the most important bit, is gluing and making sure you get all your edges done without drowning it, without causing problems to your paper. So you use a product that you know how it works. Now, I've got that there like so. So I'm going to hold it, and then, as it makes no difference at all, I'm just going to push round. So I've got a guideline now. Yeah. Are you with me? Good. So I've got a guideline now of where that image is. Yeah. So I've just pressed it, and I'm sure, you know, I'm not teaching anybody to suck eggs, but I'm quite sure you all sort of understand the logic of what I'm doing there. Yeah. So I can now put this on. It's giving me all the edge, all of that, and hopefully I'll have the image I need. Yeah. Now, the only bit that I'll say to you is we've got to play cutty. Now, me and this just never get on. So I am just going to be as close as I can. Now, bear in mind it's still wet glue. Choppy doodah. There we go. There is something quite soothing about this, I must admit. However, I like the fact that the machines I've got now, I can just fussy cut and just press a button and it does it for me, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, I've got a cutting mat somewhere. Where would that be? That will have to be here. Right, so pardon me for just shifting the rubbish out of the way for starters. Pardon me for just sort of whacking this in the corner. Hello. Coming through. There we go. Right, so all I'm going to do now I have changed the blade. So this is a sharp one. And I'm going to lightly go, oh, crumbs. Lisa says, in a breath of such. Now, nice and steady. Now, I ain't too worried if I sort of have a wobble or have a moment, because that's about right with me. Nothing's ever, unless I put it through a machine, nothing will be precise. And that's what makes us unique. That's already going wobbly. There we go. I love it. So you can see I'm human. I do wobbly stuff. But I've got a trusted nail file, so we're okay. Now, ha-ha, ta-da. It's nearly as good. Now, what I will say is, where's my nail file? Front and back. Look at that beastie now. Woohoo. Let me just get my cutting mat out the way. Let's get it. Dump that there. Right, so let's put you there. Okay, so we're going to go on the outer. I'm going to go round and round and round. So it's just giving me that sort of raw edge. Now, it's a lovely look, and if you don't like this effect, excuse me, you can actually go round with paint or any sort of shimmer, anything like that. Yeah. Now, obviously, my cutting skills around here were not the best, yeah, as you can clearly see, because I've got little bits coming off now. But I have a nail file, and I am not afraid to use it. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. Now, if you are wanting to put, say, a gold on, and I have got, let me just see if I can find it. I've got a golden wax somewhere. Let's have a look, see if I can find that, because you do it now before you put it on, because once it's on, it's one of them, isn't it? It's just like, oh, it's not going to happen. So let me just get me, if I can't find it, then it ain't happening. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Okay, so I've got metallic luster gold rush. That'll do. Now, I just want to put a little bit on the inner. Nothing too sort of chaotic. And this is just, this is just giving you like your little nice edges. If you've caught anything anywhere, and again, don't worry about it. There is no right or wrong to this, or any of the crafts that you do. So don't think, oh God, I've ruined it, blah, blah, blah. Turn it over, there's another side if you're that partial about it, you know what I mean? But me, I don't care. Let's just make it look on filthy again. Oh, make a nice eyeshadow, that would, Anyway. But, if you've got the cosmic shimmers, go for it. Now, you've just got to remember now, look at that, perfect. So, you've got that's your inner bit. So, I can use that for another picture. However, this particular one now, I've got to make sure is lined up correctly, yeah? And when I glue it in, I've got to see then the outer space. So, what I'm going to do is, she says, I have got some little clips ready, but with this applicator, now this is what I like about this applicator. I can go here, there and everywhere sort of thing, and use minimal glue but get maximum coverage, if that makes sense. Look at that, perfect, done, tickety-boo. Now I want to make sure that this is all lined up perfectly, because once it's on and gripped, that is it. You've got minimal wiggle room. Now that is just damn good, even if I say so myself. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm now going to make sure it is on, it is down, there's no lumps or bumps or anything else like that. Now this is where, if you need to, when you look at that and you think to yourself there's a gap, this is where you're going to look to marry up your little bits and pieces. Now, go on, I'll get the Versamark. Black is black. That's the old one, remember? So I am just going to go into this. Yeah. And I'm going to go into his gorgeous little tail there. A little bit here, a little bit there. Do, 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 do. Right, around we go. So there's no more of that needed, so that can go away. Let's put that out. Let's put it to bed. I do want some of the orange now. I am going to use Rusty Hinge because it's as close as damn it. And if you want to just sort of play, and don't be shy to sort of encroach, give yourself your direction. Now this is your creation, this is your sort of time now to go, well, do you know something, I want to add that into there, and wow, that would look nice there, and yes it would, go for it. I mean, if you really wanted to, you know, put it down, have a look at it and think to yourself, do I need something else? Do I want anything else? If I line that up there, is that going to look bang on? Let me see, what do I need here? Yeah. So to me, I mean, that is literally, woo, let's have a go. Perfect. Yeah, like it. So the only probably thing I'd say is maybe, let me just, why not? Why not? It just wouldn't be a bit of grunge without, oh, I need a bit more on than that, don't I? Oh, dear, dear, dear. What am I doing? We need, I tell you what, we need a colour. Let me get a colour. Is it? Now I've put my pastel, I found some. But, what colour am I wanting? Let's do white. Oh, is this going to work? Let me see if this is going to work. It's a bit like the hokey pokey this is now. Oh, hello. Crikey, I think the end's going to... The end was nearly out. The end is nigh, as they say. Oh, well, crikey. That's definitely got ink in. Hey, okay. Well, we're cooking with gas there. Okay, this might be disastrous, but let's have a go. Let's see. Oh, yep, no, we've got splatters. That'll do for me. Now, I'm not going to have any on the outer frame, and I don't want to cover that gorgeous beast. So, I'm just going to quickly dry that off. Might help if I cover my paint up. Now, just remember, you put your finger on that, your blob's gone, which ain't the best. Now, I've got a couple of clips because we're going to glue. And let me just make sure that's tickety-boo. Now, you can highlight his little eye and stuff like that, which I'll do. Let me get that frame on. So, again, I'm just using Pink Frog glue. You use what glue you've got. If there's certain glues that you're used to or you feel you want to continue using, you do what you do. But I know this stuff's good. So let me now be quick about this, because once you start, that's it. So I'm sort of lined up as best as I can think it looks like lined up. Let me just move that around a little bit here, a little bit there. Yep, I'm thinking. Let's have a look at the outers. See, it's all about getting that to marry up nicely. Now, when you're all married up, I like to have a couple of clips on, just to make sure for one that the glue's on, because then if I want to go around those outer edges, I can. So let me just give that a, and then this is just where now I'm allowing that to dry, but I just want to pull his eye out. So I am going to get, I'm going to get my, this is the best stuff ever. I'm just going to have a look now for a really fine brusher, because I just want to, just small, I just want to bring his eye out. So I need a very fine detail brush. Let's see what's going to, do you know something? I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna use the Lavinia 15/0. Yeah, let's see if it works. So I'll probably need my gob just to pull everything together, and I am just gonna come down. So excuse me if my head goes in the way, but let me just tap the end. Now it's pointless me blobbing out because I only need. So excuse me while I just come in a second, but I only need that. This is where I've got my tongue sticking out. And I'm putting the smallest detail in now. But, you know, if you do something, you do it properly, yeah? I'm a very big believer in that. And I'm just going to highlight. Now, this is an amazing detail brush. I'm just going to bring some of those feathers through and across there. Just a small, there we go. Perfect. So all I've done there is bring his eye and his beak out, as you can see. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. Hopefully you can see okay. Yeah. Let me just, I don't know what chemicals are in there, so I don't want to put that in my gob. Not today anyway. Maybe tomorrow, you know. Okay, so let me just pop him in view. Let's get these out of the way. Let me just start to tidy up while we're just waiting for that glue to dry. Put that in there, put that in there. Oh, am I missing? Ah, knew it. Hey, what am I like here? There we go. Hey, having me on that thing was. Right, okay, little sharp knife. Let's move that out of the way. Okie dokie. So, this should have realistically gripped. And if it hasn't, then it's not pink frog glue I'm using. Right, because I know that oh, dropping me clips. Clips, I said then, by the way, people. Clips. So there we go. Now, I am, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, actually. Let me just pop a little bit more of and all I'm going to do is just take it around that edge, if I'm honest with you, because just so it sort of, it gives you that sort of, I don't know, oldie guild look sort of thing. And I think, you know, if you wanted to just pop a little thing on the back, let me just say here and there, I think. Yeah. There we go. Now he's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Might hang him on my wall yet. Well, we will see. Right, so rusty hinge, you can go out the way. Let me just move things out the way before I knock things over like I normally do. Let me just give a little bit of a tidy up because we're filthy dirty, which is nothing new when it comes to watching me. So, people, let me get a bit of paper. Let me get an A. Have I got an A3 lurking? Let's have a look. Oh, I just had a pokey tool decide to beat me up. Right, okay, so what have we done today? So I've done these earlier, as I said. So you get small, medium and large in the set. And you also get the inners to these. Now, when I say the inners, where have I put them? That's that bit there that fits in there. So you got 1, 2, you got 3. So you've got 6. You got these with the outer frames, then you got the inners, yeah? However, how gorgeous are these? So the papers, like I said, I'm going to look to do like some sets where you have the papers with them sort of thing. But I'm absolutely in love. So this is what we've just made, yeah? Didn't take me long. And it gives you that sort of complete look. So the border, you know, your border edge and your, what's it, matches. I don't know, I think I've cut myself now. I'm all right. I'm not bleeding. I'm still alive. So we've done that, and then somewhere I've got a card. Oh dear. Oh no, it's Sylv. Sorry. Time for me to go. Thank you. Oh, bless you. Lovely if you'd join us. But pull his eye out. No, I haven't pulled his eye out. So the twinkles have definitely dried. So we've had quite a magical sort of night. We've done a lovely card. And then, as I said, I did do these earlier, so I'm not going to say that, but you get the gist, yeah? So hopefully you're going to enjoy the papers that I'm going to put out there. I'm just tweaking a few things off now, but I really hope that you've enjoyed doing the card that we've made today, for those of you that followed along. And again, use whatever stamps that you've got. Go into your stash, and I bet you've got a cupboard where at the back of that cupboard you've got a box of stamps. Get them out. Let's see what you got. Show them in the group, you know. So I'm going to love and leave you. I'm going to see who's Going to have to watch back. Look, oh, brilliant. No worries at all, Denise. It's a stunning project. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Fantastic. So I'm just going to go through comments. Anybody need anything to ask before I decide to diddly-doo-dah? So Sylvia's gone. I adore that. Oh, bless you. Okay. Oh, lots of, okay. So you're loving that then. Perfect. Okay. So fabulous project. Okay, brilliant. So I'm glad that these are sort of a tick of the box. The card, to be fair, you know, if you actually had one of those and decided to put that on a card, yeah, you could mount that quite easily, even on the larger one. Yeah, well, obviously if you use bigger paper. But yeah, so that was what I said we were going to do, and that's what we've ended up doing, which I think is beautiful. So yeah, please feel free, message me, tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to do. You know, what would you like me to create for you? But these are really easy projects. I mean, really easy projects. And I'm thinking, you know, boxes, all sorts of different things. I mean, you could quite easily get some Pink Frog Super Smooth card and do your own thing onto these and actually create your own artwork and your own stuff for you then to do at your craft fairs and stuff like that. But thank you so very much. I'm just going to quickly, oh, I'm not pulling his eye out. Nothing as good as yours, obviously. Now, oh, I think what I must say is you've all got your own ways. Yeah, I mean, I was playing around with colours, techniques and stuff like that. This card is nothing like that card because I don't duplicate. And I'm sure whatever you've created, Ali, is beautiful. Please post it in the group. And we'll all tell you our opinions at the end of the day because we're all our own worst critic, you know. So I could tell you what I really think of this, and I'm not going to, you know, because that's my view. But I'm glad you've enjoyed me making this with you and enjoyed watching how to make these. So please post your stuff, Ali. I'm going to, yes, I'm designing my own paper. Ravens all the way. Fabulous. Okay, cool. So I'm going to log off on YouTube, which is up here, and I'm going to go over to the group. So I'm just going to demount you guys. But I'm going to untangle you. So that was today's project. So thank you so very much for joining me. And I'll see you Thursday. So take care.